Hello. So for this video, it was more of I felt guilty that I did not put this video out last year and it's still unfinished kind of project. And that is, I want to make a pumpkin witch costume where this is where I lean more into the whimsy, cozy kind of pumpkin. I think it is a good video to start the beginning of fall. As I mentioned, that this video was something I was working on last year, and that was originally supposed to be last year's video. But due to some technical difficulties, I went with that vampire goth video instead, which I know came like at a very late time, and most of it was due to just like procrastination and like trying to just figure out my schedule and my pacing and all that. So now I'm working on the pumpkin witch, which majority of it is done. I realistically just have one more thing to make, but I'm gonna explain that more in the design process. And without further ado, because I have nothing else to say, let's get into it.
Okay, for the design, I wanted to make a costume that was more versatile and I can also wear casually. So the first piece is the overalls dress. That's what I call it, but I don't know what the actual name is. Basically, it is a buttoned overalls for the top half part, and the other half is connected as a circle skirt. The blouse part was something I originally was going to make. I do have proof that I made it. See? Due to that not working, reason being instructions were very unclear, I ended up thrifting that blouse. Luckily, it was exactly what I wanted with the puffy sleeves and lightweight fit. It also gave me less steps to do, which loved that for me. Now comes the hat, the part I'm looking forward to and the piece that will focus on the actual title of this costume, Pumpkin Witch. For the witch hat, I really want to embellish the hat with foliage and some small pumpkins I got from the dollar store, all around the hat or as much surface area as possible. I also want to give these pumpkins a bit more definition by finally using my airbrush, which quite frankly I'm still intimidated by. For the staff, I'm just going to use my Marcel staff, but I'm not going to decorate it because versatility. I want to be able to use that staff in different kind of costumes, and I feel like if I decorated it, it'll be only for that one costume or one piece, unless I make something similar to it. Now, let's get to the process. Alright, for the overalls dress, I made a basic bodice shape on my very skinny dress form with a waist the size of peas. I made a front and back piece which came out to be 3 pieces and 5 pieces in total, including the straps. Then I cut the pattern from the mannequin and transferred on paper. Transferred that on fabric, cut it out, and sewed it. For the circle skirt that I'm supposed to attach to the bodice, I just laid folded fabric the way I needed to and sewed that on the bodice after cutting it out. I also made very clean hems, which I failed to do for my vampire goth skirt, and I'm very, very proud. Also, I think I mentioned it during my Scarlet Witch video, but yes. This dress form I had for the longest time, and it's technically a display mannequin, and the waist is so skinny, and like for the longest time I really had some body insecurity because of this thing, because like I was trying to fit like the mannequin instead of me being my own size and fitting into the clothes that I'm making that's meant to fit me. There's a saying that I heard, it's called like Clothes are meant to fit you. You're not meant to fit into clothes. Meaning that you shouldn't force your body to in something that's not for you. It's better just having clothes that are your size and make you feel good that you should wear. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this part short because I'm really not looking forward to the hat part because my yapping self talk too much. So yeah. Okay, for the witch hat that I made this year, the overalls dress was made last year. I cut this pattern I got online onto the fabric, which I added interfacing to make it less flimsy. I also then glued wire, like what's that word, aluminum wire or something, onto the fabric. Unfortunately, this wire size I have was like pretty small, so I had to like do a double layer of it, and I made 2 circles, one large, one medium, so I could just have a bit more structure when it comes to the hat and shape it the way I want. And this was the last time you ever saw my glue gun, because that glue gun passed away. I forgot to mention that I also air sprayed the pumpkins, a little bit of the leaves, and the pine cones.
All right, hello. So the last time you saw what I was doing, I was basically gluing the wire to the hat. And I probably already explained it, but it's mainly because like I want to make the hat not only less floppy, but I want to like be able to kind of shape it the way I want. But as you know, my poor hot glue gun has been through it and unfortunately passed away late. The day before yesterday, and that was not fun because I've had that glue gun for years and it was like, nah, I'ma be done today. You torture me too much. And as much as that was devastating, I can't believe I'm saying it, but it really got replaced easily because the new one that I got, which is currently warming up, is so much better. Can't believe I'm saying that, but it is. Anyways, aside from roasting my hot glue gun, I am going to tell you what I'm going to currently do, what I have got done, and I have a little bit of a rant that's completely not related, but you know what? Let's get to it. I'm excited to show you. So yesterday off camera, when I got my glue gun, I finally glued the wire on the rim of the hat, and I also sewed it. So now we have the full hat, and I put these clips here so like the interface at the bottom can like actually fold, because like if I leave it, it's just gonna be going up. So I want a little bit of like a bend. And today what I'm gonna, I can show you how it looks. I'm so happy with how this turned out. This was like such a fun thing to do, and I'm really glad that it turned out like exactly how I wanted. Now, what I'm gonna do today is more of something I'm really looking forward to, and it's technically the last thing to do for this project, and then I'll be done, which is just decorate the hat. And what I was thinking is I had this fabric laying around, and I think I want to use it kind of like a rim like this. Here, I'll show you. Like, I want to use it like this. I'll cut it off and glue it. Then on top, because I have a lot of surface area, I have gotten, as you know, I already made like those pumpkins. I also have all these trinkets that I got last year for this project. And I want to, like, I just want to add them onto the hat, as many as I can, without overwhelming it. But in this case, I want to try to be maximalist. Like, I want to try to be a maximalist and just literally make this hat as if it came out of a leaf pile with some pumpkins in it. Okay, So while my hot glue gun is warming up, now let me talk about the rant that is totally not related. So, for those of you who don't know, I have another channel with my best friend and we do something completely different. And the last video we made was about Tamagotchis. I have a little rant about Tamagotchis, and this is super niche within a niche, but tell me why. For the Tamagotchi connection, it's basically where you can actually connect with your friends, play with them, and you can breed with them. Tell me why the matchmaker is a menace to me, because every single time it always recommends the bad characters when it's time for me to breed it, and that pisses me off so much because I want to be able to get characters that are in the perfect or slightly in that tier. There's two specific characters, especially like since Halloween is coming soon. I really wanted a character that matched it, and there are two characters like that. One is Dekuchi and one is Dorochi. Dekuchi is basically like a Frankenstein's monster looking Tamagotchi, and Dorochi is literally a ghost. But no, the matchmaker is like, I'm gonna recommend you characters that you are gonna have a tough time even getting the character you want. I have spent more time than I should have to just reset the matchmaker's time constantly, and it kept recommending the worst to worst characters that at the end I kind of just had to oblige, and I hate it. Again, super not related to anything, but I just wanted to say it because I needed to let it out somewhere. So sorry if you had to hear it, but also kind of not. Okay, now I'm actually gonna get to this project, and I think I'm gonna talk if I can. I already know editing Santa is going to literally want to kill me for doing this, because the last time I did a talking while working scenario, that took a long time to edit. So I don't know how much she's gonna hate me for this one, but that is a problem not for me and for her. Sorry. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I know I should just use fabric scissors for this, but I also am the epitome of lazy, and because I'm not like, this is supposed to look rough anyways, I don't really care if I'm not like using the proper scissors for this kind of thing. It's all gonna be hot glued anyways, so like I think ethics of fabric doesn't really matter in this scenario. Look at that, that looks magnificent. Maybe I should just glue a little here. We love when I burn my fingers. I think what I'm gonna do is add the foliage first. I just think it's more fitting to do that. Now this would be a very good time to ask, like, which one do you guys like from like these? But since it's just me, myself, and I guess I'm just gonna go with whatever. You know, I didn't also consider that I might need better scissors for this, since it's basically, I mean, in the end it worked out, so I'm not complaining. Oh my gosh. Okay, one thing I will say, it is a little leaky, this glue gun. Not something I would typically like, but it's okay. Not everything is perfect, but sometimes that's fine. It's better to just accept it like that, because nothing is perfect. I won't deny my hands are literally burning, but it's okay because I signed up for whatever I'm doing. So have any of you guys, sorry, it hurts, it burns, okay? Have any of you guys watched any movies recently? I watched Superman in I don't even know when I watched it, but that was really good. Honestly, it's been a long time since we've seen a Superman that was like what Superman was intended for. Like, I always knew Superman was kind of like that character. Yes, I wasn't like a big fan of Superman growing up, but like obviously as a kid I still did watch it. Like I watched Justice League, and I did actually watch some of the old cartoons. I did watch the old movies and stuff like that. And I won't deny, like I still very much enjoy the concept of him. So it was kind of weird that for the longest time Superman was depicted as dark Superman, which, truth be told, as someone who likes that kind of aesthetic too, I'm not complaining that much, but I feel like in this scenario it was kind of like refreshing to see Superman be the Superman we all know and love, the one that was filled with hope, the one that made you believe, you know, that not everything is going to go bad. I don't know, that was like really nice. I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah. Oh, I think one thing I want to mention as well is like, I also, so when I said in my last video, if you guys watched, I mentioned that like I really want to try like a bit more with uploading a bit more frequently. I know like this video is still coming out like 3 months later, but like I think I'm also going to focus on some other things, like small videos, like if I can't afford or can't like make the deadline for a costume, or I just don't have a current costume in mind, I think some small videos of me doing other things would be cool. And I like the idea of it because like, yes, I am and always will be a costume designer, but I'm so much more than that. Like I can do other things too. And I think I want to be able to show that. So I think this is a good way for me to do that. Sometimes it could also be like something very basic, like doing tier lists, or just doing more like talking kind of stuff and not really creating. But you know, whatever I do on this channel, I hope you guys enjoy it for whatever I put out there, and overall still have a good time, because that's all I really want. One thing I think I've said in my other video is that when I'm doing talking sequences like this and I really just am not thinking too much of like how I'm inputting stuff and decorating or whatever, I actually find it really soothing, because like I don't really have a sense of direction for where I want to take this. I'm just going with whatever I feel looks nice when it comes to placement and stuff. There's something oddly therapeutic for it, and I honestly kind of love that. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but you know what? I think it's really like, just one day, who knows, make a hat and decorate it with like the most obscure things. I think it would be so cool. Just adding whatever, like dude, I'm literally adding foliage and pumpkins to this, and it's giving me so much serotonin. I don't even know how to describe the serotonin I'm having. Like, it's kind of like the serotonin I had yesterday when I literally finished sewing this hat oh my gosh, I was so happy. Like, the squeals of a child came out, and I haven't had those for a bit. When it came to costumes, it's not like I haven't had those kind of squeals before. Don't get me wrong, like a lot of costumes and stuff ouch. A lot of costumes and stuff I make, like a lot of times I don't really realize that whatever I made looks good or stuff, because I'm a huge criticizer. I will criticize my work a lot and I will find flaws in it. But sometimes when I actually take a look back at my costumes and like actually like reflect on what I did during the past few years and stuff, it really made me think like, okay, you know what? These projects I really did do a good job in. I was just being doubtful as usual. But aren't we all in some way, some form? Aren't we all the biggest criticizers of ourselves? If you really think about it. I have no idea if you can see what I'm doing. This is what I have so far. What is your favorite season? This just popped in my head. Mine is fall. That's why I very much enjoy Halloween. Like, so bad. It is a part of my core.
Yes, I ended up doing a voiceover anyways, but I just cut out like so much of this video. It was 42 minutes and I finally reduced it to like 26 minutes. I think for my own sanity, I am not gonna continue yapping. In fact, let's just move on to the reveal. I yap way too much, honestly. I'm going to just sum it up. The last two things I talked mainly about like my fear of airbrushes and how I'm overcoming it. I asked you guys like what kind of Halloween movies you recommend, and my final thing that I took too long talking about that I remember at the top of my head is how gaming companies are getting way too expensive, and I don't think they actually care about the game that much. But you know what? For that topic specifically, I think I'll just mention it in my next video because, again, this video is too long. Anyways. Okay, we are back. I did have to refilm this because I realized my previous recording is too long and I already had to edit a lot for the talking part of that hat. Yes, I didn't edit this part yet. So I'm filming this right before I edit everything. Okay, let's hopefully condense it. Basically, I'm gonna go over what I liked and disliked, my usual of every costume I make. What I didn't like is I didn't really consider the armhole. I really made this pattern for the overalls dress. Sorry, I didn't even mention that. For the overalls dress, I didn't consider the armhole, and I made like a super simplistic pattern that like it didn't really work out in my favor because due to me like literally not messing with the armhole, I kind like if you
see the dress as itself, it literally has no it has some gapping if you really think about it. But now that it's a little tight on me now, I guess I grew out of it or something, but it fits fine. And it's not uncomfy. It's just like something I should have considered shape wise. For the circle skirt, I seem to be able to like make it fit on me, but it's so hard to take it on and off. And I know it's attached, so it really takes me a while to put it on and off. So I think maybe next time I'm just gonna make like a wider opening so I can easily get into it and out. And I think I'm starting to understand why a lot of other garments, especially like dresses that have like skirts and stuff like attached, I understand why there's such a long zipper now. It makes a lot of sense. Okay, now to what I like. I very much liked making this hat as much as I was intimidated by it last year, and I also delayed it because the blouse did not come on time, so I was not able to make that video last year, so I opted for Vampire Goth. I very much enjoyed this hat. Like I liked every step of it. I liked how I put wires to make it more sturdy. I like how I finally started slowly getting confident in airbrushing. I hope that my next project I can do more. And finally, I really loved gluing just foliage and the pumpkins and pine cones just on the hat and just making it feel like it is something instead of just randomly placing it. Although I didn't really go with a plan. It was all just I thought of it at that moment and I did it. Super fun. The reveal, like where I went to do my reveal, that was kind of ironic because it was raining that day. And as much as it was kind of not fun dealing with the rain and also like me having a sprained ankle, I won't deny it was very fun, like with the reveal in general. I had a super fun time, and I hope this also gives me more confidence with like posing and maybe not feel so awkward about it, because I have so many ideas and sometimes I want to be those baddies, but I sometimes feel like I don't think I can pull it off. But I hope soon I can accumulate that confidence to do that kind of thing. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say. I hope my next project will come by October if everything goes according to plan. But if not, it might come November. Hopefully I can say that at least. Anyways, I will see you when I do, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you in the next one. Bye!